Hello everybody, TW here. Let's look at this Aries SCR action a little closer. This is my 350 Legend. This one is a 223556. I got two of them. This is a first gen, this is a second gen. You can definitely tell the difference with the trigger. It's not great in either one of them, but it's better in the Gen 2. I got this one apart already, so we're not violating or causing any issues here with YouTube's rules and regulations. And I just see a little bit of dirt down here. I want to see if that's going to come off. Nope, it doesn't. So nothing to worry about. It's in the finish on the barrel. So let's look at this a little closer. The most of the part that's going to find interesting, you're going to find interesting is in the bolt. So let's look at this a little bit closer. So what we've got here is the bolt for the gun. Well, this is the bolt. This is the bolt carrier group. And basically it's cut off from a standard BCG that you're used to seeing right behind the end of the firing pin. So there's the end of your firing pin. This firing pin is retained, obviously it doesn't come out, by this cross pin which holds in this, what they're calling a rat tail. And this rat tail is what goes down in the stock, mimicking what Remington did with the 1187 and the 1100. Everything from the back of the firing pin forward is standard AR. Comes apart, you got your staked gas key, you got your bolt, which will take a standard AR bolt. It's got the fittings in there. I mean, you can see in there, I just went by the holes. See them right there? Your seals. The pin pushes out to take this cross pin out, to take the rat tail off, to disassemble the bolt, and then you can rotate it and pull your pin out, and everything is normal. So pretty neat, pretty ingenious. Here's the back of the stock. So this goes down in at an angle all the way down through here. And all it does is push in and out. That's it. It's just it. Pushes in and out. It's just got a spring on it. Nice and smooth and quiet. The trigger assembly, although it's standard 154 pins, they're not in the same location as AR-15 parts. And the trigger pin, the hammer pin rather, always seems to walk out on these. So I just put in the anti-walk pins in these. I got it in both of them. You can see it over there and you can see it in here. And this just keeps the pin from walking out. It's retained by the larger heads on the screws. You still got a disconnector. It's just in a little different position. So I'll hold the trigger, and it's caught by the disconnector. And then you release it, and it fires normal. But it's got a little bit of creep because of everything that's the way it's designed. Instead of it being all stacked up, it's kind of on its side. Pieces are kind of on their side. They're a little different. And here's my oversized pins for takedown, like I said, because I've got a 223 upper for this. Now, when you put this back together, I can't show it to you, but you don't put the front in and hinge it together and snap it closed. This is different than an AR. You kind of gotta drop it on here and then slide it back and then push the pins. Otherwise, this little rat tail will not line up properly back here. It'll fall down or it'll be up. It just won't work. So you got to put the whole thing on, and then slide it back, and then push your pins. So that's it. That's the lower. I mentioned you've got to do a little bit of work if you fit one of these stocks, and it's not a big deal. I can't really show you, number one, because I don't want to disassemble everything, but number two, the problem is, sorry, I hit the camera. Number two is when Remington made these stocks, it seems like they didn't have a long enough drill to go all the way through. So this one at least was this way, and one other one I did, I've got a wood stock for this one too, but I just don't have it on here. They drilled this way and they drilled this way, and it kind of 98% lined up. It just left a little bit of a jog. So it worked fine for, this is an 1100, but in this gun it didn't work. The tube is probably longer or different shaped or larger diameter. I've forgotten which. I want to say larger diameter. So it uses the whole diameter of the hole in there instead of just a partial, as the 1100 does. So I had to clean that up. And how I did it was I took a Forstner bit. A Forstner bit is a flat bottom bit that it drills a flat bottom hole in a vise, in a drill press. You shouldn't really use it in a hand drill. It's made for a drill press, but you can use it. You just have to be careful. And I welded a long handle on it. So I lined it all up in a V-block, rolled it until it was perfect, tacked it, rolled it, tacked it, rolled it, tacked it, rolled it, and then welded it all the way around. So now I've got a Forstner bit, which normally has a shank about so long. Mine has a shank about, 18 or 20 inches long. So now I can go all the way through. I just sacrificed a $10 bit, no big deal. And I can do these now. So this one already had this in it, the sling in it, and the position is wrong. It should be way up here. But to the guy's credit, this stock was also about 3/4 of an inch longer. I shortened it, and then I fit this pad on here. So it wasn't as bad as this. It was probably, the end of the wood was probably about here, maybe just past it. So it didn't look quite as bad as this does. You're supposed to be about 2.5 inches, 2.25 inches up from the toe, where this is supposed to be. It's aesthetics. It doesn't really matter, but that's where it's supposed to be. And if you look at it, it's drilled straight in. It should be drilled straight in on this axis here, which is an angle. It's drilled straight in, straight down. See it? But it's done. So what can you do? I could take it out, fill the hole, refinish it, and then re-drill it up here where it's supposed to be on the center line of the stock, so it looks right. And my OCD isn't that bad, so I just kind of forget about it. But on the gun, let's see if we can zoom in here and I can give you some reading material. So there we go. And up here it says SCR. And these are just patents and things like that on the action. And this side here has nothing. This is the this is the Gen 2. Here's the Gen 1 receiver, and this one has writing on this side. Patent pending, and all that. Now this has an ambi mag release on it, so I can release the mag on either side. It's also SCR, Aries SCR. And back here, you can see I've got the no drift pin in this one also. One other thing about these is they don't come with a slide stop. The slide stop, it comes with a block, and it doesn't come in there. So there's no hold open, last round hold open from the factory. This part you buy after. You can buy it from the factory, but it's after. And it basically just slides in and it's captured. It stays there. I don't know why. I really don't. It seems like the machining required to make this doesn't, why? I mean, why? Just just emboss this, put it in, and have it be there. It is threaded. That's a good thing. It doesn't use a pin. It uses a threaded screw to hold this in. So that's kind of nice. But it just left you wonder why, you know. There's really no reason for it. But standard AR mag retention. Like I said, they are 154 pins, but it won't take mil-spec trigger parts. And the safety is back here behind the trigger, a la Remington. Short mag housing. And that's it. This is a standard AR part. There still is the pin in the back here. For this pin, it goes in from the back of the stock, just like normal. Obviously the safety is different. It doesn't block the trigger in the same way. It doesn't block the trigger mechanism. It blocks the trigger back here, which is attached, you know, this way instead of directly. So it's a little bit different than the AR. And this is pretty wood. I wouldn't say it's gorgeous wood, but it's pretty wood. And there's some hickeys and dents and dings in it. This was an eBay buy. All right, one other thing on here, standard charging handle. Talking to Jamie about this, and I hope I can film this okay. As I said, this is a fax and barrel on 24-inch. I don't know if you can read it on there. I think it says 1 in 16 twist. 350 Legend, 1 in 16 twist. I don't know if you can read faxing on there, but it's a fax and barrel. I didn't put an adjustable block in this. It hasn't needed. Everything's been good. My gas tube is noisy. Yeah, gas tube is noisy. What I wanted to show you is the feed ramp. I was talking to Jamie here, and some of the early 350 Legends are not single feed ramp. The 350 Legend should have a single wide feed ramp like this does. It doesn't need the feed ramp like an AR has, so it feeds from the right side of the mag and left side of the mag and the right side of the mag and left side of the mag. It should have one broad feed ramp. And that'll aid in feeding and cut down on problems associated with some of these other actions. Like I said, there's a scratch there on this receiver. And this is a slick side. This is a cut, not a forged. This is a milled receiver. It's a pretty nice one. I waited a long time to get this one back in the day. This one here on this gun is not, but it's still a slick side. And it's just as pleasing, just a little bit more, bigger, beefier. You don't have to do anything for the hole for these rounds. They fit fine, where the 450 Bushmaster in comparison needs to be opened up. This one is fine. This one's got a very, very, very heavy full length, no threading, full length 223, and there's the writing on it. What's it say there? It says R guns 5.56 NATO 1 in 8. And this is my 3-gun gun. It's a little on the heavy side, but it really tracks well. When you start this going, it really does a good job. Sorry, I hit the button there by mistake. It does a good job, and it's super, super accurate. Very, very stiff heavy barrel. Giant gas block I had to use. So I pretty much had to use this style four stock, or I had to use a shorty. And I may go back to the Delta ring and the shorty handguard, because I've got a little Magpul. It's so much lighter than this. This is pretty beefy and heavy. Plus, this is like a cheese grater. It kind of grates on you. It looks good, but it's kind of exacerbates an already really heavy gun needlessly. That plastic on here is it's nice. So maybe I'll do that down the road, but for now it's going to stay like this. All right, so there we go. Again, diamond head free float tube I got on here that I really like, and talking with one of the guys in the comments that he thinks these are discontinued, which really sucks, because I would have liked to have another one or two for future builds, because I really like the look and the feel. It's all rounded on the bottom. It's really got a nice feel to it. I bought this from somebody online, a company, but online, and I was worried, I was skeptical that it wasn't right because it was so cheap. I was worried it was a knockoff or, some scam. So I took the chance and ordered it. And when it came, it was the wrong size. And I called up the guy and complained and said it's not the right size. It was supposed to be, I don't know what it was, 14-inch or 15-inch, whatever. It wasn't the right size. And he said, no problem, send it back. I'll send you the longer one. And he did. And now I'm kicking myself. I wish for the price that I'd have just kept it and then ordered the longer one. This being a 24-inch barrel, I wanted the longer float tube. But it goes on really nice. It fits really well, and the gun shoots well. Like I said, it's a right on optic with side focus. 4 to 14, yeah, 4 to 14, and it's a shooter. It works really well. And there we go. I don't know what else I can talk about here. That's the entire gun, everything with it. Standard upper. I just chose to use a slick side, but it's a standard AR upper. This can drop onto any AR. Any AR. You just use this for the Aries. And actually, when you you can buy just the lower with a stock. You get the bolt carrier group and the lower, and then you can use whatever upper you have. They only offer it in 223 and 300 blackout, I believe. But it really should. I've seen guys do 450 Bushmaster. It really should handle any Grendel or any AR caliber. The 277, any of them, 6.8. It should be fine. I don't really see why not, but they only offer it in 223 and I believe now 300 blackout. But there we go. I hope you found it interesting. I used to claim it as 50 state legal, but it's not. They've changed the laws in certain states, and of course we know Pennsylvania doesn't even allow semi-automatic rifles for deer hunting, but you could use it for coyotes. So it's I almost put that in. That would be bad. You use it for coyotes in Pennsylvania. I believe it's legal, and I'm sure James Pugh will be commenting, and he'll give the right information there because he lives there. And that's about it. God bless everybody. Drop me a comment if you want something answered, or I can answer a question for you. Something I missed. Happy to answer any questions. Again, God bless everybody. CW out.